is everyone ready?
Sure.
Are you actually ready this time, Dequan?
What do you mean am I actually ready? I was ready last time.
Welcome to the Magic of Animation, where we explore the enchanting world of Disney, from the classics we grew up with to the latest releases. We'll take a deep dive into the artistry, storytelling, the unforgettable characters, and the pure magic that makes these movies timeless. So whether you're a lifelong Disney fan or new to the magic, sit back, relax, and join us as we embark on our journey through the wonderful, magical world of animation. Greetings, animation aficionados and seekers. Oh shit, I messed it up. Greetings, animation aficionados and seekers of the fantastical. Welcome to the podcast odyssey that will transport you beyond the realms of reality, deep into the heart of the animation kingdom. Today, our voyage unfurls in the radiant glow of the Disney Renaissance, and we set our course for the enchanting waters of The Little Mermaid. I am Joey, an animated dreamweaver, and as we embark on this animated escapade, I am not alone. Alongside me are my esteemed companions, Dequan, the jovial jester of jokes.
That is a crazy title, but hello.
Kevin, the sorcerer of cinematic secrets. And Mike, the luminary of lore.
So,
Together we shall unravel the spellbinding tapestry woven by Disney's creative geniuses during the Renaissance, with The Little Mermaid as our North Star. Let the waves of animation carry us into the world where mermaids sing, sea witches scheme, and the love blossoms beneath the moonlight waves. This is the magic of animation, and our expedition into the captivating depths of The Little Mermaid is about to commence. May the magic unfold, and may our animated adventure be as boundless as the ocean itself.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
my brain, I kept up with like 3 of those words.
Your brain, my heart.
Oh, no. My brain was lagging. I kept up with 3 of those words he said throughout that whole thing.
How's everyone doing today?
Fabulous.
That's good.
I'm all right.
Meh.
So we're going to start with Pooh's 100-acre check, and how's everyone's week been? Long?
And it's not done. Tuesday's over.
So
Been all right.
Very ominous.
Kevin?
Just been busy with the little one, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it. That occupies a lot of time.
Been chilling.
Yeah. I got the unfortunate news this weekend that one of my lifelong friends passed away. Unfortunately, he was only 26 years old, so that's never fun. Dequan and Mike knew we've gamed with him before, so I broke the news to them this weekend as well. It's not great to hear, you know.
No.
But the rest of the week was just like any other week, just busy. So with that, we will go into stats from Baymax. The Little Mermaid was released by Disney Animation on November 17th, 1989. And it was based on The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen. It had a budget of $40 million. It made $84 million in its initial release and made $211 lifetime in the box office. Does anyone want to guess what its tomato meter is?
Which one? Oh, it's tomato meter.
All right. Are we starting with critics?
Yeah, that's what the tomato meter is.
Let's do 82 critic.
Okay.
I was thinking 78.
Okay.
79.
You guys were all way off. 91.
Good.
I should have known better.
Garbage.
What is the audience score? Do you think higher or lower?
Lower.
Man, it's definitely not lower. I mean, well, I guess it might be lower by a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say lower.
I'm gonna go 90.
It
I'm
is
going with
Oh,
88.
you said it was going to be higher, and then you just guessed the number that's lower.
No, I said lower.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you said higher.
Whatever your imagination
I
tells
hope
you.
it's higher. What's it, like 95?
It's 88. It's lower.
88. Okay, it's lower.
That's crazy. That was spot on, Mike.
That's see, I told you. Lower.
Yeah, you're good, Mike. Very, very smart man.
Okay, don't lie to people now.
So I guess with that, we're going to jump into Timon and Pumbaa's movie review with overall enjoyment. How did everyone enjoy this movie overall?
I didn't.
Wait, did you watch it a second time though? I'm curious.
Heck no, we didn't watch it the second time.
I'll tell you this right now. It watched me the second time.
Put it on and fell asleep. He said, "I'm just gonna have this play in the
It
background."
serenaded me to sleep. Thank you very much.
Oh, it serenaded you? So,
Yeah.
so you like the music?
Oh God, no. That's why I put me to sleep.
What?
Wow. Wow.
I don't get it. I loved this movie. This movie is fabulous. This movie is classic. Everything about this movie, the animation style is beautiful, right? The music is iconic. Completely, entirely. Every song is fabulous and unique. The tone of this movie. This is this is it. This is a great movie.
So, since we started this, our very first meeting together at Portillo's when we were discussing this, I brought up how much I did not like this movie. And then in our pilot episode, I'm pretty sure I brought up how much I did not like this. But since starting this podcast, this I think is the fourth time I've watched this. Because this is my wife's favorite Disney movie. And every time I watch it, I like it even more. I
As
don't.
she's got the gun pointed at him.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I do know why I didn't like it before, but as I think this podcast is helping me look at the movies more in depth, and it's helping me appreciate them more, because the one thing that I didn't like about it, I still hate about it, and I'll talk about it, but I am able to ignore that enough to appreciate this movie for what it is. And it's very good.
Meh. It wasn't as bad as I originally remembered going to watch it,
Good.
but that does not mean I liked it. It just means it
But
wasn't
it's not
as
on the
bad.
Frozen level. It's not on Frozen level?
Oh no, Frozen is a completely hatred level. It's not a hatred level.
Okay, so it's not even close to Frozen.
But see, here's my problem with Dequan, because even when I said that I didn't like this movie, I knew that the music was phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot deny. I don't know how you can deny the music.
I didn't say the music was bad.
You did, though.
Oh, what?
When did I say the music was bad?
When
You said
we asked
God
about
no.
God no doesn't mean it's bad.
it. I mean, it doesn't mean it's
I
good.
think they're taking in the tone. They're like, the music's phenomenal. God no.
Absolutely.
It's like
Hey, listen, hear me out, Joe. Hear me out. Kevin's like, Mike, do you like the movie as well, or is Dino the only one who hates the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And then Joey's like, when did I say I like the movie?
Uh-huh.
We can assume that you thought the movie was bad by saying that.
I was leading you guys astray.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So were you pulling
I will say this. I didn't love the music, but I never thought the music was bad.
Okay. We can talk more about that later. We can build off this. This is good. I thought I was going to fight a 3-on-1 uphill battle this whole podcast, and you know what? This is okay. It's okay.
So with that, I will go into the one thing that I do not like about this movie, that I've never liked about this movie, and I probably never will, is all the voice actors were spot on. They're all phenomenal, except for one. Sebastian was phenomenal. Triton was phenomenal. Eric was phenomenal. Flounder was phenomenal. But I have never been a fan of Ariel. I think Jodie Benson's very talented. She's a phenomenal singer. But I thought her voice sounded too mature to be playing a 16-year-old Ariel. And my wife doesn't agree with me. And I mean, maybe it's just me. But I just think that she sounds too mature.
So I will say I understand what you're saying, but I can't say that I completely agree with it.
Well,
because I think as the part as a whole, with the singing, the vocal range, and everything that was needed and that was put into it, I couldn't think of a better fit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not saying that they needed a 16-year-old. I'm not sure if a 16-year-old could have pulled off what needed to be pulled off. It's just something about her voice, it doesn't fit with the character to me. But at the same time, I also know that anybody else wouldn't have been the right fit. So it's a weird relationship I have with it, because even weirder is Little Mermaid 2 with how bad that movie is. I love Jodie Benson in that because she's playing a mom. And her voice fits perfectly.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming. I understand it.
But, I mean, 2 more watches, I might not even have that thought anymore. The more I watch it, the more I enjoy it. Jumping off to a scene that I enjoyed was Eric went back into a burning ship to save his dog. That's some serious loyalty.
Because that man's the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's why
that dog's the GOAT. That dog was leading him on the right path the whole time.
Another thing I didn't like,
that's what you call a good wingman.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't like, though, was during Kiss the Girl, it's implied that Eric can hear the animals, but also at the same time, he can't. It confuses me. That scene confuses me.
You know, okay, I'm glad someone brought that up, because I questioned that too. I'm like, wait, so are the animals sentient? Can they speak English? Or is it just he has an innate ability? Or what's going on?
So the explanation that I always see is that he's just hearing the sounds of nature. The animals are chirping and croaking and whatever they make to make a symphony, which is fine. But Sebastian tells him her name.
Okay, but even a symphony, how is it telling you words?
But he says it like a whisper of wind.
Oh.
Okay, I've heard the whisper of wind too, and it ain't telling me people's full-on names. Also, when I've heard the call of nature, that just means I have to pee. So, like, why didn't he have to pee? Why did he suddenly know her name? Why was he being influenced?
Meryl, look, clearly the man has a hidden talent, a hidden ability that allows him to understand creatures, but not understand creatures. You understand what I'm saying?
I think I do. Wait, Kevin, you would know this. What's that thing in D&D where you can talk to animals? Is it just called animal speech?
Yes.
He has animal speech, and he doesn't know it.
There you go.
You can just hear that crap.
All right. Well, I have so many notes that I'm not going to say anything more for overall enjoyment. So for overall enjoyment, I gave this a 9. Oh, sorry. I make you choke with that?
No, I was just choking on my drink.
Nice.
Yo.
Anyone else?
Decon?
Oh. Overall enjoyment, I give it a 7.
Whoa.
Hang on.
Listen here, Mr. Joey. I don't want to hear anything from you, Mr. I think I like this movie. 4.
Oh, God.
I guess that's fair. But you were not dogging Great Mouse Detective this much. And you gave Great Mouse Detective a lower enjoyment score.
Look, there's more to it. and we ain't even halfway through the pod.
All right.
We've just been told. We've just seen the menu. We haven't been fed the meal yet, though. The
Yeah, we're
course.
still at the DVD menu, and they have all the cool menus and the animations. We're still there.
Oh, I was thinking of the DVD logo bouncing on the walls to never hit the corner.
That's fair.
Kevin and Mike, what about you guys?
All right, I will go first. Go on and put it up there. This is a 10.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. That's not my score. I was good. I was just doing that for Kevin. Mine 6.
Wow.
It's a little bit better than a middle ground. But
I'll take it. I'll take it. This is room to work. This is room to work. This is okay.
I feel like
this is
like
good.
I thought they need to be improvement. Like this is improvement. You're getting better.
No. This is good because this. I feel like now we'll have. I don't want to say I was fearing a negative insight, but we'll have not all just my crazy positive love of this movie, So we'll have good conversations from here on. So I'm looking forward to this.
So before we move on, I have a question. Since we are in arguably the greatest era of Disney, who do you guys think is going to give the highest average score?
That is definitely... That's Kevin.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will be Kevin, but I think I'm going to give him a run for his money.
I feel like I actually might be the lowest scorer in this era.
All right. I guess. Well, yeah, you don't like Lion King. You already said that, so. Oh, boy.
See, I feel like our scale's going to be off, though, because once we start getting into, Bug's Life and Tarzan and Toy Story...
Well, Bug's Life is
how
awful.
How do you even compare?
The size.
So, back to Little Mermaid.
Wait, no, keep this. Joey said Bug's Life is awful, but he's going to give it an 8.
No, I promise you, I promise you I don't like that movie.
We'll see.
And he's going to be like, I learned to have a new appreciation for the film. It actually spoke to me on an emotional level. Intellectually, my brain was wired.
So, storyline and plot. Does anyone want to give a crack at what the storyline of this movie is?
No, but I can tell you the original story of the original Little Mermaid.
We'll talk about that in Legacy.
Oh, it actually deals with.
Oh yeah, it's the craziest freaking 180 in the history of anything.
True.
I guess I'll look up the what is it called? The synopsis. I don't freaking know.
Synopsis.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, that word. Were we supposed to be guessing?
I was asking one of you guys because I didn't write anything down. I forgot to. So to keep me from having to look it up, I was hoping you guys would be able to say something that was along the lines of what it is.
Okay, I can give you a quick synopsis.
I mean,
little girl is so selfish she almost throws her entire kingdom into turmoil.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, he kind of barring out right now.
I mean, it's not her kingdom, but...
A rebellious 16-year-old mermaid, Ariel, is fascinated with life on the land, and one of her visits to the surface, which are forbidden by her controlling father, King Triton, she falls for a human prince. Determined by her new love, Ariel makes a dangerous deal with the sea witch Ursula to become human for 3 days. But when plans go awry for the star-crossed lovers, the king must make the ultimate sacrifice for his daughter.
There's a lot of words I could have changed in that entire synopsis.
I have a lot of questions about it. My first major one, why does King Triton distrust humans so much. I wish that was more explored, or at least given an idea. Give us something
have
simple.
not been kind to the sea.
They never show that.
I'm just
They
gonna
never say
safely
that, and especially for
assume-
that time and era. How does that even portray? If it was like a current day, I could understand that. But at
They're
that
eating
time,
their
he's just,
friends
I don't
constantly.
like humans. Why?
They're eating their
But why,
friends
though?
constantly.
I feel like that's self-explanatory though through like all of mythos, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. This movie does not explain that at all. It never shows that at all. He just doesn't like humans. That's just it. There's never shown of why doesn't he like them? Why doesn't he distrust them? Give us something. Because that was my question throughout the whole thing. It's like, they're dangerous. You're not allowed to go there. Why? What do you know? You know something? Or are you just judging?
Well, he is very
Because then he does the
judgmental.
complete 180 at the end.
Well, that's
The complete
kind
180
of the point.
Well, I guess
He
that's
is
fine.
extremely judgmental, and then he learns his ways.
Why? I need to know.
But
Mike,
the
do you
movie,
not know the mythology between like mermaids and humans? I thought you were big on mythos.
That's not explained in this movie.
Yeah, no, but
So you just have
already
to make sure
assuming-
you studied outside sources in order to assume that that's what this is implying.
the beginning of this movie had a
Where'd he go?
What?
You know,
Tequan left.
Oh, you pissed him off.
I'm sorry. I wanted to understand in that movie.
All right. Well, the beginning of this movie, I'm sure he's going to come back. I guess we'll see what happens. The beginning of this movie saw the sisters of the daughters of Triton put on a performance, and Ariel's supposed to be the big number, but she wasn't there because she was exploring somewhere. And I thought that was a fantastic way to introduce her personality.
Yeah.
And then the shark scene that ensued was fantastic. That captured the suspense perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do here. Should we keep going or?
I'm not sure either.
Can we pause?
Hey,
There he
he's
is.
back.
I was kidnapped.
Oh, dang.
What?
Mike sent the ops after me.
Oh, I did. That's crazy. I can't believe him. Ah!
But after
Mike said, how
they,
dare you defend Triton?
It's not defending. Wait, unless you are defending him, because I'm not throwing him on the bus. I just say I wish that they gave me something to understand why he distrusted him. You know, just didn't like him. That's what I just want to know.
You can't throw him under the bus because you ain't gonna find him out to sea.
That's a fair point. I did also remember two other things too, but I'll let Joey go real quick.
after they got caught exploring, Flounder stood up to the king of the ocean to protect Ariel. That was a small little tidbit, but that's big time loyalty. That's the most powerful person in the ocean, and he stood up to him. He quickly cowered, but
Still tried.
what do you want to say, Mike?
Oh, I was gonna say, just something I found kind of funny. In one of the songs she sings, and it's in the story about wanting to bathe in the sun and be in it. And I'm like looking, I'm like, girl, I see the sun coming through the water right now. It is straight through there. You have gone up out of the water. Just feel the sun. You're feeling the sun. Stop making excuses.
As a mermaid laying out in the sun, it probably has a different feel to your chemistry than as a human. Because getting dried out as a mermaid probably is very uncomfortable.
I mean, she was perfectly fine sitting on the sand with Eric, just brushing his hair to the side and feeling his face and singing. She was not struggling or suffering or anything of the sort, which makes me believe, okay, so you can just be out there. You can't walk because you have a
She
tail.
also was only out there for 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, my butt. She was also sitting on that dang boat. She was not in the water on that boat. That boat was way too high up for her to be in the water.
But the sun wasn't out.
So
you're not going to get as dried out if the sun's not out.
Still should be. At least partially. There is no showing of that. Again, these assumptions made to, oh, well, this could be a thing. It's not, though.
Well,
they are not showing
everything
They
out.
are not telling. Yes, they can. That's storytelling. You can't just be like, well, I could have just assumed that it was just from this outside source. No. From what they shown, she is perfectly fine being out on that water.
Can you imagine how terrible
sand.
that song would be if she would be like, I can't wait to go out up to the sun because anytime I go up there, if I spend any more than 30 seconds, I start drying out and it's really uncomfortable unless the sun's not out because then I don't dry out as fast. That's terrible.
Or how about this? She sets him on the sand, gets herself partially in the water so she isn't drying drying out as much, and then starts singing. She's technically still near him. He's on land. She's in the sea.
Is that the reason why the water exploded behind her when she was on the rock, to make sure she stayed hydrated?
Sure. But speaking of that boat scene, Ariel got bold as hell by climbing onto a passing ship because of her curiosity. Like that.
I will
when
say
you're
this.
Not
that is
used
something.
To these people. She just climbed right on their boat.
I will say this, Joey and Kevin. That is something I absolutely do love about this movie. That's probably the one thing I do love about this movie is the fact that they kept the ideals of mermaids correct. They are extremely curious creatures. And Ariel being as curious as she is works very well. She's like pretty much the only mermaid that's an actual mermaid in that entire kingdom.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Ariel saved Eric from drowning, taking him to land and leading him to fall in love with her voice. And then Sebastian ruined it for Ariel because Triton had no idea that she was falling in love with a human, and he just blurted it all out.
I only give him props on this. Or not props, but I only give him understanding on this. He's only told he knows that she likes someone. And in his head, that's his greatest fear. So right there, just the slightest context of, so she likes someone, I hear, made him just like,
right.
Oh no, I have to apologize right now. The fear, his anxiety of it just makes him crumble right there.
I understand why he did it. I'm just saying he ruined it for Ariel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But then Sebastian realizing that Ariel will never be happy under the sea and deciding to help her was a pretty great character moment for him.
Yeah. He had a lot of good character evolution through the whole movie.
Another small Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that made me kind of sad with Trident, and it's just because I'm thinking, from, with a parent to their child, was when, he finds when he's, shown with that little, what is it, grotto? I think that's what it's supposed to be called. And all her little trinkets.
Yeah.
And he just decides, you know what? I'm so mad I'm going to break your stuff. I'm just like, dang. That's real messed up of a parent to just be like, you know what? I'm so mad at you. I'm going to break all your stuff. Like, that's just not right.
But see, that's no, because, okay, I thought about this as well, right? But as a parent, you have this constant mental struggle that never ends between like doing what's right for your kid and like how much like overbearing power you want to impose on them, but at the same time letting them grow into their own, it's it's difficult. And, at that point, he was just, stuff was going wrong and worse and worse. And he finally lost. And he's like, all right, well, let's try the worst case scenario here. Let's just go full meltdown. And, as a parent, I get that.
I feel like that was more or
Was
less
it the
not
best? No, maybe not. But as a parent, you never know what's best.
I feel like though that wasn't even a case of this is what I think's the right thing to do. But from just watching the scene, it plays out more as like I've snapped, I've had it, and just acting more on impulse. Because once something's broken, it's broken.
No,
it's
I think
it's both.
Taking it away is fine, right? Like if somehow they put it in barricade it off from her so she can't get into it. And again, I'm just thinking of this into a real world perspective of like, if you have a kid, like you take their thing and you break it, that's just it. It's broken now. And to me, that just doesn't seem right to do. But I'm also not a parent, so I don't know.
Well, the whole story is that he's not a good dad.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up that he was a bad dad.
Well, his actions
Yeah, I
definitely
didn't think
pick
that
up
he was a
that he
bad
is a
dad
pretty
either.
bad dad.
What was it?
It's
Just the only thing I got was when he broke the thing.
being
the
super
other stuff was just
controlled.
like
Overbearing. You seem like an overbearing parent who wants the best for their kid and keep them protected as most as possible. He was overprotective. I wouldn't say he was bad per se.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Also,
Other than
misguided,
he broke her
maybe.
stuff.
it's just him raising 7 daughters. So
Yeah, misguided maybe, and one daughter is very, very rebellious and curious on all the things he says don't do, and she's like, "But what if I did everything you said don't do?" He's like, "Please don't."
but she's not even doing it maliciously, She's just trying to do what she thinks, like follow her heart in her way,
But Mike, you bringing up real life is that when you are overprotective and you shelter your kids, you run the risk of
Exactly.
them wanting to see what they're missing out on.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question in that. I'm just saying I don't think that makes him a bad dad. I don't think he fits the category of a bad dad. Overprotective, overbearing. Maybe you could even put into where he's scared and very cautious for his kids, want to keep him safe. The only thing I think he did that was bad was when he decided, I'm so fed up with this. You don't listen. I'm angry. I'm taking these things away from you by destroying them.
Well, yeah, that was maybe he he lost it. He went over the edge a bit. But at the end of the day, I don't think we can call him a bad dad. I mean, he did what almost I would think any father would do, and he basically gave his life for his daughters.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't think he's a bad dad either. Just had a bad moment, but not bad dad.
Yeah,
I'm with you and Mike on this. Like, I agree with Mike on the aspect of like breaking something that's pretty messed up, and once it's broken, it's broken. But I also agree with you on this, Kevin, as well, where like I feel like it may not be the best decision for him to do it, but it was one of the decisions that I do feel like he may have acted like, out of rage and whatnot, but at the same time, I do feel like it was a decision that he made thoroughly, because you tried punishing her, she didn't listen. You tried talking to her, she didn't listen. So your last course of action is to remove it entirely from her. And so that's what he decided to do. So it's like there was steps to going through with all this, and each step didn't work, so he did go to worst case scenario step.
yeah.
So I have a note about this. I said it's absolutely wild that it's in Emotional Impact. I have this. It's absolutely wild that Triton goes ham in her collection room trying to stop her from going to the surface room. He thinks if he destroys everything, it's blocking her connection with the surface room, with the surface world, but that's what ultimately pushes her to going to Ursula.
I'll be honest, she probably went to Ursula anyways.
I don't think so. I think that act is what was the final nail in the coffin. She probably would have been perfectly happy looking on from afar.
And having that statue.
Nah, because Sebastian even said that she wouldn't be happy down there.
Maybe.
That was also after she, had all her stuff just broken. See, I kind of agree with you, but not fully. I think it would have had to be a little bit more time, a little bit more of that feeling growing of like just really wanting to be with it to that breaking point, which I don't know if Ursula would have been patient with. Because that was the perfect opportunity right there. Just got her heart, her dreams, her hopes all just shattered at once by the person she thought she would, her dad. The person she thought was like she was the closest with, basically, you could say. Or maybe not closest, depending. So then who comes into play to then start manipulating your emotions when you're at your lowest? Here come the manipulators, being Flonsum and Jetsam. Auntie Earth. I don't know. I don't call her Auntie. I don't want her being related in that at all. But either way. Come in there to manipulate someone who's at a very stressful point, stressful time right there. Easy manipulation, easy getting to just agree.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick side note. Really quick side note. So I work at a senior home, obviously, and I don't know if I told you this guys or not. I have two residents. They're both German, and one name is Ursula, and the other one's name is Elsa.
Nice.
Find that hilarious.
I have no opinion on them, but as far as their names go, one of them is really, 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 really bad.
So a small detail that I liked that I had never noticed before, but because I'm watching these more critically, is when she lays in the bed for the first time, she realizes how comfy it is and like settles in. And I was like, she never had a bed before. She's just sleeping on in shells and rocks at the bottom of the ocean.
Do you think they would maybe start floating at some point?
Maybe. They never showed them asleep.
I fell asleep in a pool once.
Well, you're not a mermaid. And that's very dangerous. Why would you do that?
Because I was tired and it was comfy. It was very relaxing. I was just laying in a pool. I was just like leaning back, doing like, what's called the dead man float. I had my hands behind my head. I was just relaxing. And the next thing you know, I dozed off. I didn't even realize I dozed off until people were calling my name. They came over like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Huh? What?" And they're like, "What are you still laying in the pool for?" I'm like, "How long have I been in here?" I realized I passed out from it.
I am glad that you didn't drown.
No, I stayed floating, which was crazy and really cool. Actually, I was like, "I like this." That was the best nap I've ever had in my life. And I don't like
the more
naps.
relaxed your body is, the easier for you to float.
Well, your body's going to float anyways, so even if you drown, you'd still be floating there.
I mean, yeah.
Ursula turning herself into a human and then using Ariel's voice was diabolical.
Yeah, it was
Diabolical. You gotta admit, that was pretty dang cool.
It was a boss villain move, that's for sure.
It was a risky move. It ended up leading to her downfall.
That's
But she
true,
almost
but
got what she
Susan
wanted
Lab-
too.
Well, yeah, she was only a second away from getting what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Her downfall was she had all the ops against her.
Right.
That was her downfall. She had a fish and a crab and a bird against her.
Yeah. I have a note that's saying Scuttle, Sebastian, and Flounder all jumping to action to help Ariel is also a great show of loyalty and their determination for their friend. And then Max jumped in too because he knew that Vanessa sucked.
I think he also wanted revenge for when she, kicked him in the face.
To rewind a little bit, Eric proposing to this random girl because of her voice the same night that he meets her is wild. He fell for Ariel up to this point, and he throws it all away for this chick. That was bad. Bad.
Well, hypnotization.
Exactly.
It's shown that he wasn't in full conscious. That's why he's only looking straight. His facial expression is just blank. He never smiles or frowns or even really looks at her. He's just looking forward. He's completely hypnotized.
I was
by
going
the
to
voice.
say, my next note is there's something about his eyes when he's saying "I do" that makes me think he was under some sort of spell.
Yep.
But you said, Mike, that's not explained.
No, that one actually is explained very thoroughly. The second he's looking out and he's like hearing the voice and he's being drawn to it, you see his eyes just go blank. You see his face is being enveloped by something. That is a show, not a tell.
Yeah, they did show it where she's walking on the beach and then you see this golden glow, which gold is usually supposed to signify good in movies like this. But a golden glow and it wraps around his face and his eyes turn golden, showing that he's been hypnotized. Siren call.
Exactly.
Nice.
Which I think that is something that actually mermaids are possibly able to do. I don't remember if they're
Well, there's all types of different
like that with sirens,
mythology
that
with
they
them.
can use their voice to draw people in.
Sometimes they're different. Sometimes they're the same.
It all depends.
See, now I'm going to go back because you wanted to bring up about how they don't explain it. Now, let's say with King Triton, right? No, just hear me out. When King Triton is talking about how he doesn't trust humans, let's say they put a scar somewhere on his chest or his arm or his back, and they put that in frame every time he mentions it, or even at one point holds the scar.
You think
Right
a human
there, you
can
at
do
least get an
anything to
idea.
King Triton? Heck no.
The man killed a sea witch octopus with a basically giant wooden stake. Don't even. Who? She also had the trident. She had powers. So yes, I could believe that.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I understand Eric's determination, but what was he going to do to help Ariel at the bottom of the ocean? That dude was wild. He was like, I lost her once, I ain't going to leave her again, or lose her again, and he just swims to the bottom of the ocean.
Bro said if one of us going to die, we both going to die. Bro was really trying to be forever married.
And then this was already...
That's what happens when you truly love someone. You're willing to risk everything for them almost at some point.
His aim wasn't the best, but he did pull away her attention.
Yeah. And then, Kevin, you already brought this up, but Triton traded his soul to save Ariel. And to complete, they're completing his character arc. Actually, no. Afterwards, completed his character arc. But Ursula accidentally killing her eels and then catching their flesh and guts is wild.
Yeah. Especially since those are like her loved ones.
I was like, wow. I don't remember her catching their remains.
Gonna make some good unagi.
And then going back to what you were saying, Mike, Eric is the definition of an action hero at the end of this movie. He is getting thrashed around in a current stronger than he could ever imagine with this whirlpool. But he swims against it. He grabs onto a rope on a sunken ship, climbs it, climbs onto the boat, and then steers a ship that has not been in commission for who knows how long into Ursula, killing her.
Oh my gosh. When I saw that happen, I was like, wait a minute, that's it? That's it? And it's like, fades away. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's actually it. Wow, that was easy.
Yeah.
You think it was easy?
Man's like the Tom Cruise of Disney. Made it look easy.
He made it look easy.
Listen, when I played Kingdom Hearts, I had to repeatedly, hit her in the head with a keyblade. I had to use magic. I couldn't just use a wooden boat.
Eric is him.
He's a great captain.
And then my last note for storyline and plot is Ursula going all Titan mode is a crazy climax of the movie.
Yeah.
I forget that's coming every single time.
What?
What?
I'm surprised to me, that's like the biggest moment.
It's so out of left field, though.
Gigantic. I never forget that. Also, though, Kingdom Hearts might have bashed that into my brain, so I'll never forget that, because every time she comes into a fight, she's always Titan.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, that to me is like one of the most notable things from the movie, is her becoming a giant, basically like, what was I going to say? I was going to say Kraken, but she's not really a Kraken, but she does got the tentacles.
Right.
It's a giant sea monster, basically.
But I'm going to give storyline and plot a big old 10.
I'll give it a 5.
You said 5?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I love the flow of this movie. There was never a dull moment.
Mm-hmm.
Each scene had a purpose. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Wow. So the pursuit of 100 ends there.
Yep.
It's gonna go to a 99 now. I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right, Kevin.
Actually, a 6.
What made you not give it a 10?
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I nothing specific. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like 9's right.
Yeah. So with characters, like most Disney movies, all the characters are very well designed, but Prince Eric has a phenomenal design, and he might be one of the best Disney princes out there, if not the best.
Mm-hmm.
Saying
And
You say
then
that's insane?
that's an insane statement right there.
That's a strong statement.
I'm saying.
you don't which prince do you think is better than Prince Eric?
Look, see, we're not there yet. Just mark this down for the future. When we get there,
Okay.
you'll see.
But all the characters were designed well, all the way down to the ship's crew. Just, I don't think they missed on anybody. I loved the little seahorse announcer.
Yep.
What was his name? Grimsby?
Yep.
They're all great. And then Ariel's character design is top tier. And her personality is top notch as well. You could also argue that she has the best design of any Disney princess out there.
You are swinging.
Ooh.
I don't know 100% about that one there, buddy. I will say, I do really, really like her red hair.
You can't.
Me
like
too.
You don't
Me
think an
too.
argument can be made that she is number one? That's what I'm
Okay.
saying, is that it can be argued.
Okay, well, here's a thing. Anything can truthfully be argued there. And this is where I'm putting my foot down on this, as I disagree that she could be number one. I don't think anyone could make a valid argument that would make me think, or even a majority of people think, compared to everyone we have, and I'm talking about just in this time, not as like current day, but as like this time, that she would be the best.
Well, I would put Belle above her, but I'm just saying that
Oh, absolutely.
she is not far behind.
Like, someone could try to make that argument. I just don't think it would succeed.
Her green tail, her purple seashells, her red hair, iconic. Her pink dress when she first goes on land, iconic.
Wait, pink
I'll
dress
be
when she
honest.
first goes on land?
I don't even remember the dress. Oh,
She
yeah,
didn't have
I
a
watched
pink
this
dress when
twice.
she went on land.
Well, she was in a sail dress, but when she first gets actual clothes, it's a pink dress.
Oh. You know, I didn't even know she had that until I saw it.
Her black and blue dress, iconic.
That one I
one I
know.
remember. Now
that's
one
only
I
because-
remember.
Yeah, but like that one's because of the fact that has like the scene of with the song "Kiss the Girl."
Mm-hmm.
That's why that one becomes iconic, because everyone knows the boat scene.
Well, everything's
Everyone
going to
knows
have
the
something
song.
that makes it iconic.
I'm saying it's like you wouldn't recognize it on its own if it just
You
like,
wouldn't
it wouldn't
recognize
be as
Cinderella's
iconic.
dress either if she wasn't wearing it in the movie.
no. That one is a big moment about her getting that dress. It doesn't need a song. It doesn't need anything. It has the
What was
moment
Bippity
in the
Boppity
story
Boo?
about it.
Was Bippity Boppity Boo a joke to you?
Oh, that's right. It did have a song to it. See, that's proof that it doesn't need the song. It didn't need it for me. It literally that's a moment in the story that's so important. That's so like it's that moment in general makes that movie. That's why you know that dress is because that moment is like the turning point from her being like, I've given up all hope to I have a chance, and you see that happen. That the black and blue dress on its own is not itself, but it's the scene of having to have the song, having to have the boat ride into that, and even then, I don't even think the dress is that iconic. I think you note it by that scene, but not iconic. I can't give it the word meaning iconic. Now the
Kevin?
purple shell and the green tail and the red hair, I 100% can give that iconic.
Yeah, that's what she has one of the most iconic designs in all of Disney. Like her or not, that is fact.
I can give it for base design. Mermaid design, yes.
You know, I'm trying to think if I disagree or not. I don't think I disagree.
But I never liked Ariel, and I always knew if I'm thinking of Disney princesses, she's probably one of the first ones that come up in my head.
I still don't agree. But
See,
I will
Cinderella's
say,
the first for me.
you know, same. Same.
Like it goes Cinderella, and then even though I don't think she is, I don't remember if she is or not. I then think of Alice.
Alice is not a Disney princess.
That's right, and I don't
has
think
never
of her.
been a Disney princess.
I also think of like
Correct.
Jasmine.
Has been a Disney princess. She's
Actually,
not in your Disney.
you know what's weird? I don't actually think of Ariel when I think of Disney princess. I
Of
think
course
of
we
like
think.
Cinderella, like Jasmine. I even think of Meg, and Meg I don't think is a Disney princess either.
Well, Meg is not a Disney princess.
No.
I don't
She
think
was,
of Ariel
though.
when I
She
think
did have
princess.
Disney princess status, and they took it away from her.
Wow, that's real messed
So,
up.
Dequan, you said
justice for
that
Meg.
Alice is not my Disney princess. They're, unlike the eras not being officially Disney licensed thing, Disney princess is an official Disney list of characters.
Tell that to Kingdom Hearts, okay?
Well, Kingdom Hearts...
Well, is owned by Disney, and they had a good amount of say in it.
But Disney Princess is a brand, and they have an official list of Disney princesses.
And they can take it away clearly with Meg, so they could give it with Alice too.
They did not. They did not. She was never on the list.
Didn't
Poor
you say
Meg.
she was and then she wasn't?
No.
He's talking about Alex. He's talking about Alice, not Meg.
Oh, Alice.
Meg was taken off. Alice was
See?
never a princess.
They could do it.
But moving on from that, Scuttle was great. Him calling a fork a dinglehopper is one of the most quoted lines in Disney.
What that even mean, bro?
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, funny enough, so you know in the end, right? Maybe am I jumping the gun if I talk about an ending point with him?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, Joey literally spoke about the ending of several characters already.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I know I've done it too. That's why I was like, wait, I should double check.
There's
I've
no-
done it
there's
a couple
no- there's
times.
no
to
template
correct
here.
myself.
If you
Okay.
pass something that I wanted to talk to, I'll just say going back to, and then I'll say it.
Yeah.
Okay. You just reminded me because you brought up with him calling the fork a dinglehopper. The ending made me think, wait, is he doing this purposely, saying wrong names? He's just like saying it because at the end he's like, am I ever wrong? When it matters? And I'm just like, wait, were you doing this purposely?
Yeah.
Maybe he
Like,
knows he's
for real.
dumb.
He knows he doesn't know and he's just making it up. It actually made me laugh. It actually made me laugh, I will say.
Speaking of that, there's a fantastic scene towards like towards the end, I guess. But it's when he meets Vanessa. He's looking up in the window and he sees Ariel in the window, and she's brushing her hair with the fork still.
Mhm.
Yep.
She was doing it when she was getting ready for bed.
Yep. And then I don't think any one of you guys can dispute this. Ursula is one of the best Disney villains, maybe even the best. Hades might be the only one you can put above Ursula.
Ooh.
One of the best. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't outright clarify the best, but definitely one of the best.
Right.
I'd say she'd be a top. She'd be in the top.
She's
but at the
in the
same
top
time,
5.
I mean, people
No doubt.
would argue like
Whoa,
she's not
top five,
too
that's a
great
bit
of.
much.
I mean, I guess it could be for either in favor of or against the fact, like, yes, she's diabolical and maniacal, but like, she never lied. It's contract.
know
Contract's a
that.
contract.
That's what makes her so good, bro. She's bringing
Exactly.
real world stuff into this, man. Contracts are crazy evil.
And like
She's a crazy,
let Ariel
evil
know
corporate lady.
everything that's gonna happen. She's like, if you don't make it happen within 3 days, then you're mine.
Yes,
And
but
see,
she
I'm-
took people's
that's so
souls and made them little shriveled up things to hang out in her cave forever.
Well,
Yeah,
and
but
she
that's-
ate them too.
That's the thing of they signed the contract knowing what can happen. I mean, if we're going to go,
That
off
doesn't
of,
make her
you know,
a good
what was told
person.
to Ariel. No, it's not about making her a good person. It makes her like being like she isn't like completely evil until you go into the fact that she will rig what happens to make it to where that will be the
Yes.
outcome. That's where it comes into. In the surface level of just this is the contract, this is what will happen to you if you don't succeed. But if you make it succeed, you get this. You know, it's like, do you want to take this chance?
I mean, like, compare her to Cruella. Cruella literally just wanted to murder little puppies to wear them.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Okay, so now do you see? It depends on how we're judging evil villains.
Well, if you're
Overall,
going
as a
off of pure
character,
evil,
exactly. But no, I'm saying I get what you're saying. Is like all together as a whole package, character development, motive, design, everything. Yes, she is definitely one of, if not the best.
and her eels were great henchmen.
Flotsam and
Shockingly,
Jetsam.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dequan?
I said shockingly, yeah.
Yeah. And then the last note I have is Chef Louis was a good sub-villain, if you want to call him that. I mean, he was obviously a villain to...
Not a villain.
He was a villain to Sebastian, who was a good guy.
Not
but
villain. He's just
obviously
trying to
he's just
cook.
doing his job. He's a chef.
He's just trying to cook. I get what you're saying. I wouldn't call him a villain, more of an antagonist. Yes.
Comic relief antagonist.
But man, he's just trying to cook.
Succeed.
Sacre bleu. I missed one.
My man is crazy strong, right?
He
Like
put a
he was
movie
able
through
to
the
hold
table.
like 20 knives and chuck them like nothing, and then cut an entire like cabinet in half with one swing. Holy crap!
He
Oh,
laid
man.
ruin.
He
He
s-
laid ruin to the entire kitchen
He saw
for
red.
one crab.
He saw red
With
and had to
ease.
blacked out.
He saw a red crab.
So I don't
Oh,
think there is a number that I can give other than 10 for characters.
Oh, I can name you a couple other numbers you could give. They're
Well,
called
there's
1
at least
through
9 other numbers, but 10
Hell
is the
no.
clear choice for me.
Huh.
Dequan,
Oh. 7.
what happened? Mike laughed. And now he's choking.
I'm good.
Dequan.
Oh, I said 7.
Yeah, Mike laughed when you said it, so I didn't hear it.
Oh,
Sorry.
my bad.
Kevin.
Oh man. Does this deserve a 10?
I mean, I would say it does. I think Dequan would say it doesn't.
Hey, look. I think it deserves a 10 in Kevin's eyes. Kevin's trying to fight the urge of giving it too high of a score. But you got to be true to yourself, Kevin.
I think that's the thing is he's analyzing it right now. Right? He's like,
I'm
they're-
hesitant.
they're up there, but is there
Yeah.
something he's missing? Is there
Yeah.
something he's not thinking of?
Yeah, I'll give it a 10.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta look
Yeah.
at who's a bad character. They all
That's-
play their roles to a T.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little something for that. It's a bit of a stretch, but that'll come for our least favorite characters.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it. I would give it an 8. I think an 8's good.
All right.
Man, this is great.
Hold up, can I change that to a 2?
Just kidding.
JK.
So visuals, animation.
Mhm.
Right away, already knew this is better than the last many movies that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
A huge step up.
Yeah.
But I also think the next movie is even a bigger step up. But we'll get into that with the next movie. The scene when all the mermaids emerge for the first time was fantastic. The surface of the water scenes when she's bobbing, like talking to Scuttle, and the sky's in the background, and that's just picture perfect. The scenes of Part of Your World, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
The fireworks off the boat was very well done as well. And then the storm scene that came right after that, the danger that they were able to draw into that scene. And then here's something phenomenal that I never noticed. The touch that the fireworks started going off as the ship was going down is so smart, because that is what would happen when the fireworks started catching on fire.
Yeah.
Watering.
What? Hello?
Hello.
What'd you say?
I was thinking out loud. It was unrelated.
Okay. The scene of Eric opening his eyes and seeing Ariel in the sun is a great visual. And then one of the most iconic scenes ever happened here with belting the final line of Part of Your World as she lifts herself on the rock and the wave crashes into it. And you guys have argued my iconic scenes in the past, but this one is one.
What scene?
Yes, it's iconic. 100%. Can't argue it. The most iconic? I can't. Again, it's hard to say. But iconic, definitely.
I think a case could be made easily that is one of the most, or the most.
You could make a case for it, definitely.
Which one?
Of her lifting herself on the rock as she finishes Part of Your World and the wave comes crashing in behind her.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that, and it's because they use it for almost every type of Disney commercial. Mm-hmm. I think they've used it for every type of intro Dequan, or things like that.
You were disagreeing with me and Kevin when you didn't know what I was talking about?
No, I said I asked, when you go back and edit this, you'll see me go, what part? So I don't have to defend myself there. You'll see it in post.
Fun fact, I don't listen to anything. Unless Mike swears and I make a note of it, I don't listen to anything. I should have swore there then.
What's crazy is I have a check mark that there were 2 other people who sworn, but fair enough. I do it.
Wait, who was the 2 other? I know it wasn't me because I got close to it. I know I did.
Oh no, there was one time you did, and then it wasn't heard, and it was already uploaded. So I was like, well, I guess we'll just leave it.
I was talking about during this one.
Oh no, not during this one. I haven't done it in the past couple of ones.
I know you haven't, but you're labeled as the swear guy.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Wait till you hear me outside of this. Second this ends, I just go off a tangent.
You just spill it all out.
I just let it all out. It's just like incoherent babble of just swear words.
Another fun fact.
Yeah.
So here's a fun fact that The Little Mermaid. This is the studio's final full-length animated film that utilized the traditional hand inked and painted cells. This is it.
Well, I guess that makes sense on why the next movie looks so different.
Yeah. And why this one looks so good.
The scenes during Under the Sea, amazing. Little thing I noticed, when Ursula shows the image of Eric, he starts singing. When it's the vision of Eric in the smoke of her potion or whatever, he starts singing the song, and then it transitions into Ursula, and that was a good bit of animation.
You want to know something that I found kind of interesting, and I actually appreciate it for this?
I sure do want to know.
It doesn't exactly scream 100% professionalism. And now here's what I'm saying. Sometimes, and it was when they do the upward POV with Ariel and stuff, when she was looking at Eric, I'm the face looks a little weird on certain angles, but I appreciate that it doesn't need to be perfect and it still looks good. The other example I had was with Ursula when we first see her, and she's I think she was talking about how she's going to use this to get a Triton, and the screen goes black and you just see her eyes. If you look closely at the eyes, you can see it's a little wavy around the eyes. Now that could be because it's supposed to be underwater, maybe, but it doesn't look like that for everyone all the time. So seeing that, I was for some reason, I kind of like the not we had to make sure it looked completely professional, clean, the eye shape was just perfect or anything like that. You could see a little bit of waviness, it was drawn.
Yeah. Then the shot of Ariel surfacing for the first time, like when she comes out of the water, flips her hair. Phenomenal shot. Iconic shot because everyone's always recreating that in a pool. And, you know, that's got to be where it comes from.
Yeah.
What, someone doing it out of a pool?
Yeah, when girls will flip their hair.
Oh,
it's gotta be.
Oh, you're saying when they do it. I thought you were saying from the movie. The movie got it from when girls did it out of a pool.
No,
like,
I'm saying
wait, did that
opposite.
come before?
Yeah, I'm saying opposite. Yeah. Maybe. Who knows? I wasn't alive back then.
Should have been.
I don't know why, but I absolutely love Ariel's sail dress. Like when she puts on the sail so that she's not naked.
Oh yeah.
I love that. And that is my favorite Funko Pop that I have. One of my favorites. I don't know.
That's cool.
It is. I looked for that one for months.
It's crazy because you didn't like the movies, but you still wanted that Funko.
Because she is one of the most iconic Disney characters in terms of design. Out of all of my Funko Pops, she is the most single character pop that I have. I think I have 5 Ariel Funko Pops.
Wow.
Let's see.
I
have 4.
Well, you count those 4. Yeah, see, you should have 5. Find another one.
Okay.
Couple fun facts. Ursula, everybody commonly refers to her as an octopus, but she only has 6 tentacles.
Does that make her a squid?
No, actually, it's more a lot closer to a mythological creature. I don't know how it's pronounced. Sausalia?
Oh, wait, Scylla?
Maybe?
Like from
Maybe
Greek
Scylla?
mythology? It would make
I don't know for
sense.
sure. I think it's more toward like Asian mythology. I don't know for sure. I didn't really research that much into it. But yeah. Also, over 1 million bubbles were hand drawn for this movie.
Actually.
And then the chaotic storm sequence when Ariel first finds and saves Eric took over a year to animate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of bubbles, I saw at least 2 hidden Mickeys, I think, in the bubbles at some point.
It is Scylla.
Good job,
Is
Mike.
it?
I was looking it up. I typed in like 6 tentacle sea creature mythology, and the first thing that comes up is Scylla,
No.
the 6-headed serpentine.
Now, Joey, you mentioned hidden Mickeys and bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I completely forgot to make that note of what you're about to say.
Yep, the cameo of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in the opening scene. Yep, they're there.
They're there. Which, in a previous episode when I was talking about cameos that make no sense, this is what I was talking about when I said there's one that's coming up that makes absolutely no sense. So why are they underwater?
That's okay. They're just chilling.
They're just chilling. Maybe they're just statues. Who knows? The scene during I Kissed the Girl is unbelievably beautiful as well, especially when they're underneath the willow and all the fireflies are around them.
Yep.
God, this movie there's so many beautiful shots.
Everything about it. There's just so not every scene is full of color and vibrancy, but every scene is done right to what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. And then a little side note of that scene, when Sebastian's talking to the ducks, I thought those ducks were cute as hell. I was like, these ducks have the best duck design I've ever seen in animation. Why did they never use this again? But then even a shot that isn't supposed to be a stunning visual, when Ariel's sitting on the dock towards the end when the boat's gone and Scuttle comes flying in to tell her what's going on. The palace is sitting there in the sunset, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
They did a great job with this movie. It's every part of it.
And then I have a question for you, Kevin, that you might know the answer to. Does Ariel have the most outfit changes of any animated character? Because she has Mermaid, she has the sail dress, she has the pink dress, she has the black and blue dress, she has her wedding dress, she has the glittery dress when she comes out of the water.
I
I might
want
be
to say
missing one,
so.
but that's 6.
Can we do an Ariel's dress tier list?
What?
Can we do an Ariel's dress tier list just so I can talk about how much I don't like the glitter one and all the other ones were better?
Wait, which one was the glitter one?
When Trident turns her into a human, he
I
does her a
despise that.
solid by giving her clothes instead of sending her up there naked.
Fair. Good dad.
Another one I was gonna say was Mulan, but I think she only has 4.
Okay, so as into further investigation, I was wrong. It is not Scylla. You had to find it a different way, and our good buddy here, Dino, informed me that it is actually something that is called and known as a sea witch. It has 6 tentacles and has a human upper body.
Wow.
And it is called, I believe you pronounce this as Cecilia?
Yeah.
Something
Right?
like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I will put the name real quick in the general thing so that you guys can see.
Ursula was also designed after a famous drag queen back in the day.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And originally Ursula was supposed to be King Triton's banished sister.
Ah.
You know,
You
that gives a little bit better context than the movie ever gives.
I would have liked
they're
them to keep that in. That would have been a good bit of lore.
That because the movie, you know, shows they're against each other, and it almost like the way they talk to each other isn't just like, you know, a simple like you know, just dislike. It's like you could see that there's something there, but again, what?
Right.
So that would have definitely give it like a little bit more. Oh, we see why now.
Well, I'm giving this movie a 10 for animation.
For animation, I'm gonna give it 8. I do like the older animations more, but this one is extremely fluid, and I like how fluid it was. Like
You said
every motion that was drawn, like you can tell that like there was a weight or a weight behind, like rather the hair or the moving the body part or whatever. And that could be due to the fact that they were also, you know, majority of the time underwater, but I digress. I really liked how flowy things were. It was very well animated.
Mike, did you just predict what Kevin's score is going to be?
Nope.
Oh,
I
Kevin,
am
you
giving
did
it a
that?
10.
Okay. Usually Mike's in this spreadsheet with me, that's why.
I am, but
I'm usually
it's
just
not-
quiet in here.
I'm in it because I keep it up to just, you know, keep an eye on listings, movies, where exactly we're at. Because sometimes I get a little lost.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on Joey. Make sure he's putting in the right numbers.
Right.
Not, hedging,
Actually, I
hedging
can't even do that because for some reason this is not updating. Like there's no score listing or names or anything under it. So I'm just using it as like following where we're supposed to be.
Are you on the
what
wrong
ranking.
list?
No, I'm on the thing that says that shows all our previous rankings, our scores,
Huh.
and things like that.
Interesting.
It's just not updating with current time. Probably if I closed it and opened it up, it might, but then it might stop again. I don't know.
Did you try plugging in your computer?
You know, I did try that, and it told me to shut up. And I said, okay. It said, don't ever touch me like that again. I was like, okay.
Whoa.
So, Kevin, did you have a reason behind the 10 or just a 10?
I mean, does it need a reason?
Right.
It explains itself.
Yeah.
Every scene of this movie, the colors, the vibrancy, this is unlike a movie. This is not like any other movie we've seen before from Disney. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. It is definitely on a different level. It is the only movie that I have given a 10 other than Snow White, because Snow White was the first animated movie, so it got it by I didn't even give Snow White a 10. I gave it a 9. So this is the only movie I've given a 10 for animation. So Mike, what about you?
So, I don't know if I'm just maybe in a different category than you guys with this. To me, this didn't seem like that much of a leap difference from something like Black Cauldron or even
You
Sleeping
are
Beauty.
out of your mind.
It
If you watch
seemed
Black Cauldron and
very-
this back to back, you would
it
notice a stark
seemed-
difference.
It seemed very, very similar. into its kind of Disney category. I will say it is definitely different than Oliver and Company. I can see a difference in that, but not entirely fully. I think it's not as big of a leap as I'm hearing from you guys, for me personally, but that does not mean it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad because I'm giving it an 8. I'm just saying, as compared to where you and Kevin are, portraying this from your guys' perspective of this seems like such a huge leap up. From watching it, I don't see it as that big of a leap up. It is a leap up, but it isn't like that different, in my opinion.
So, not even that it's like a leap up, like, head over heels better. It's just so unique and done well. Even if it's on the same level and like skill or ability or, technological advancement as any of the other films, just the way that this one was done, the way that they didn't hold back their approach to it.
Okay, this might sound... Oh, sorry, go.
Nope, go ahead.
I was going to say, I might sound like I'm on like some copium here, but I'm an idiot. Not Black Cauldron. That's not what I was thinking of.
Okay.
It's going to be a very different leap, but Winnie the Pooh was what I was thinking of.
Ooh.
Because I was thinking of, well, here's the thing. Remember, before I brought up with Winnie the Pooh, with how when Pooh's falling from the tree and the way he like bounces and moves, it makes you think that's an actual stuffed toy, that type of animation. Well, with them in the water, it's like, you can visually kind of see that they are in water, the way everything kind of moves and flows. That's where I was thinking of. I said Black Cauldron because it was right in front of my face, so I think I just wound up saying it. But that's not what I was going, because I like Black Cauldron's animation because it did weird things. It did different things. Even Fox and the Hound, I think, is a pretty good example of it being kind of similar. They have that same kind of Disney style to it.
Music and soundtrack. The music of this movie is top tier.
Put me down for a 10 right now, automatically.
He's jumping the gun.
It's not one of my. I have 2 off the top of my head that I like better, soundtrack wise. But man,
like 2 that we've already had.
No.
2
Future.
coming up. Okay.
This is the best music that we've had by far.
Okay, yeah, definitely. This music told a story. I mean, it's been used before, but never to this extent. And the way that the music in this movie told the story set the foundation for the future of Disney.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I haven't put that into words until right now, and that's it.
In the documentary Waking Sleeping Beauty, it's about the struggles that Disney had after Sleeping Beauty and how it went all the way from Sleeping Beauty to Little Mermaid without making a princess musical. And they go into how amazingly they crushed it with this movie.
Yep, it set the foundation. It set the mold for the way it should be done.
Yeah. Part of Your World is unbelievable and one of the greatest of all of Disney. There's many out there that put it as their number 1. My wife's favorite song is Part of Your World.
We'll get to that when it comes to favorites. We'll get there.
Under the Sea, phenomenal. The part when he's listing the fish, playing the instruments that they're playing.
Goodness,
Chef's kiss.
Kiss the girl?
Yeah. I'll get there. But at the end of Under the Sea, it's a nice touch when he's singing to Ariel and then he ends and goes to look at her, but she's gone. Poor Unfortunate Souls is a top tier villain song.
Yep.
Don't forget the importance of body language.
Body language. Yeah. Oh, it's.
And what were you going to say about?
Hee 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 ha.
What?
Les poissons, les poissons. No,
I didn't list that one. I must have missed that.
Oh, it's just so great when he's like. Hee 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 ha.
So what were you going to say about Poor Unfortunate Souls?
Who, me?
Yeah, you said it's one of the, and then I quoted Body Language and threw you off track.
Oh, I don't remember.
Were you going to say it's the first Villain song or something? Maybe.
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I honestly, my mind is so scattered. It's just the music in this can't get better.
And then my last note, Kiss the Girl is again one of the best songs in all of Disney.
Yep. And they're each unique. They're all from the same movie. They all have their own tone. Like feeling, their own aura about them. But at the same time, you know exactly what it is in the first few notes. Exactly what it is.
Percussions. Ba-da-dum-dum. Oh, so good.
And like, I think I'll go as far as to say is like that'll go into like the into the legacy too. Is like almost everybody knows these songs. Maybe even if you don't know them word for word, you can listen to the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and boom. 9 out of 10 people would be like, oh yeah, that's from Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
No, we might not be able to name the exact song, but
When we went to Tennessee with my wife's family, me and my wife play a game where we play Disney music and we see who can guess it first. We played with her cousins and her siblings, and they're not Disney adults like us, so we weren't playing. We were just seeing how they did. And they were terrible because Disney's not their jam. But when Kiss the Girl came on, they all knew it immediately, and they were fighting to see who could say it first. When Part of Your World came on, they all knew it immediately. So, Dequan and Mike have been pretty quiet.
Bro, like, I was appreciating like you and Kevin being ultra positive for once. So I just had to soak that in,
Yeah. Well, I'm giving it a 10 again. So me and Kevin are still tied going through this.
I will give it a very sharp 6.
Oh man, that hurts. That hurts.
Why?
Needless to say, there's only like very few songs I like. I didn't hate the other songs, but I didn't really care for the other songs. So,
wow, that's heartbreaking, man.
Look, man, I could have gave it something lower, all right? But I appreciate them for what they are.
Do it. Let the chaos reign. Bring the pain.
There's no need.
As Mike has yet to score.
Surprisingly, my score isn't going to be that low. 8?
That's an 8, right?
No. It's a 7.
I was thinking 7 at first. I'm like, nah, it's an 8.
Nah, I can't let you get that because I can't let you have 3 guesses on that. You are only allowed 1 because you would have guessed it.
I shouldn't have locked in. I should have went with my gut. I should have went with my gut.
So my thing is, these songs are very iconic, and you can't take that away. They're very well known. They're very much out there. You could play it to almost anyone who's just like a very casual person who knows of Disney, and they could pretty much know it. They could pretty much know where that's from or anything like that, I believe. They're very well known. However, me personally, they are not some of my favorites. So it does hinder the songs a bit. They aren't bad, but they're not my personal favorites that I would go out of my way to listen to. They wouldn't be on a playlist. But I don't want to rip my ears off from hearing them. So it's a 7. 7 keeps it up there because they are good songs, just not my favorites. It is very iconic, but I don't personally want to listen to it on my free time, my off time. So 7.
So, little fun fact. The guy, I guess the people, but more so the lyricist for that wrote Part of Your World. So actually, Part of Your World almost didn't make the cut.
Wow.
It was almost cut from the film, right?
I think that's mentioned in the documentary.
I think so. And how the lyricist threatened to completely quit if the song was cut.
Yep, I remember that.
And
Okay,
then
so why was it?
later on, it was said that I think in an interview with Jodie Benson, she claimed that the lyricist went on to explain that you can't cut part of your world because then the audience will never be able to fall in love with Ariel the way that that song did. Like the way that that song finished, connected the dots. No, you're good.
I was gonna say for someone like me who hasn't seen the documentary, and to anyone else out there who hasn't, why was it going to be cut? What was going to make it, be cut from the movie? What was the reason?
I don't remember exactly why.
Probably just creative differences and runtime issues.
Yeah, because is this the longest one yet, other than was Fantasia longer?
Felt longer.
I'm looking it up real quick. You can explain a little bit.
But studios are always meddling where they shouldn't meddle.
Yeah. But yeah, that song deserved its place.
Huh. So according to this, and I don't know how accurate this is, it was almost cut because a child got distracted away from the movie.
I think that's
why they also added Sebastian to it.
I think that's why
they added Sebastian to the scene to keep kids watching, and that's why it almost got cut. Because a 4-year-old apparently got distracted.
They did a test screening, and the kid wasn't fully invested. That sounds very familiar.
Kid doesn't know what's good.
So there you go. Now you know why that was almost cut.
So we all gave our scores for that, right? Yeah. So moving on to humor.
I'm going to reiterate. I'm giving music a 10.
Yep. Big 10.
I'd give it an 11 if I could. Brian, go ahead.
Humor. If you're willing to give that an 11, I can't wait till we get to Tarzan.
Oh,
you're to say I demand 50. No 50,
buts. Yes.
No buts. 100. Add the extra 0.
I'll tell you now. I'm gonna let you know now that you're right. Tarzan. It's gonna be a 12 out of 10 for music. Thank you. Thanks, Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins is the freaking man.
Oh.
But humor. I'm just gonna run through.
My food's here.
Hey.
Sorry, I'll be right.
The pop off for food. Gotta appreciate that. Relatable.
Humor. I'm just gonna run through some of the things I thought was funny. When Ariel asked Scuttle if Eric was handsome, Scuttle thought she was talking about Max, and that was humorous.
He's a little hairy. Slobbery.
Sebastian's jaw dropping when he sees Ariel with Eric is hilarious, and then every time his jaw drops after that.
Real quick, can I interject real quick with the your first funny moment? Something that I noticed with that, they never clarified that that's not a human, because Ariel then says, "No, not that one, the other one," as if she's also thinking, "Yes, that's a human that's walking on 4 legs."
Nice.
That's a good observation.
A part that me and my wife both laughed at. Her sister goes, "Oh, she's got it bad," and Triton looks at her and goes, "What? What has she got?" Because dads don't know. Funny dads. Sebastian trying to remain calm with Triton, but when he gets all high pitched and goes, "Yes," and then has to crack his voice to be all serious again. Clear his throat, I should say. Man, this movie's so good. And then Max getting annoyed with Eric when he didn't realize that was Ariel and that was the girl who saved him.
I find it funny that there's a dynamic. He I think did the sigh blowing air on his one side of his hair, and then she does it to the other side.
And then the funniest moment of the movie is Ariel using the fork to brush her hair, and then they cut to Eric, and he's just like, "What in the world is she doing?" And then she blows the pipe because she thinks it's an instrument and blows the whatever's in a pipe all over Grimsby's face.
Also,
Ash
so
and tobacco.
something. Okay, two things about that. Like, I actually cringed at that scene when it came up because I knew what she was about to do. Because she like got all like she gets all excited about the fork. Like, yes, I know what I'm doing. Goes to do it. They look at her weird. Like, oh, okay, I'll put that down. Like,
back.
poor girl. And then he's like starts going. She gets excited again. I'm like, oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. And he's like, you want some? And she just does that. I'm like, oh, I saw that coming. I didn't like that. Oh my god. They play it off funny, so it's not like a bad thing. It's just like oh, that's awkward. Oh, how would you even explain that? Well, she can't explain anything, but just thinking about that. Also, kind of a crazy context. He was just like, 16-year-old girl looking at my pipe. Yeah, you want to smoke it? Crazy. Sorry,
So going into this movie, I was talking to the wife, and I was like, okay, like I can't give it 100. I don't know if it deserves a perfect 100. I was like, out of anything, I would think humor might not, might be the lowest, because I mean, it's not a very funny movie, but going through and watching it again and getting all the way through to the end, there wasn't a ton of humor, but what there was high quality. And I think the one that stood out most that I noted was when they're sitting down at the dinner table and Sebastian is on Grimsby's plate and they're all talking and distracted, and Ariel notices and was like get over here on the mine. And then finally, like, after everybody's done talking, Grimsby's like, let's eat before this crab wanders off my plate. And he looks down and it's gone, and there's just a trail of like crumbs leading right to Ariel's plate. It caught me off guard, and it was wonderful.
That whole scene's so good. Dequan, you missed almost the entirety of the humor segment, so did you find anything funny that you want to point out?
Man, to be honest with you, that's one thing I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't even give it a proper score this time because I don't remember much of the humor part. There probably was some funny bits in there. I just can't remember at all. So I got a baseline and to give it a 5.
Well, imagine this would have been the topic that you would have wanted to hear our thoughts on it then.
Yeah.
But food was more important,
Listen.
I see.
I haven't eaten at all today.
That's relatable, though. I mean, again, like I said, the pop off for food. How relatable! It's a relatable thing. Burger.
I'm giving humor for this a 7. I originally had it as a 5, but just thinking about it, Scuttle's so funny. The Dingle Hopper is so funny. I'm bumping it up to a 7.
I'm staying on that bandwagon. I'm at a 7 as well.
Nice.
I don't really know where I would want to place it. I didn't think it was like super funny, but it actually made me laugh. Because I'm trying to think, like, how have I really been rating, the comedy factors for these, and then thinking, how would I even rate this one? I don't want to say 5, because I don't think it's like exactly there. I'll say maybe a 6. I think 1 point above it is like good. I didn't feel exactly comfortable giving it. Actually, maybe I will give it a 5. Yeah, I'm giving it a 5. 5 feels fair to me.
All right. 5 it is. So, world building. The world building right off the rip was great. The ship felt like a real ship with everything down to the barrels and the nets and the fish. Just the ship felt like a real ship that you would go see out at sea. Oh my God, my headphones just fell out of my head. The ocean.
Is it now just a phone?
What?
Is it now just a phone?
I think. The ocean was great. The beach they wash up on was a cute little beach. The interior of the sea palace was beautiful. Ursula's lair was great. Eric's castle is great. and an absolutely amazing design. And it's on the seaside. Like, if you're going to have a castle, that's the place to have a castle.
Yeah.
So go for it.
I actually am very much on the opposite end. Because
What?
here's the thing. I think the set pieces themselves are great, but watching the movie, I couldn't imagine how far away anything was or understand it. So in my head, I'm thinking everything is condensed in this small little circle where the boat is multiple times. Like, it doesn't really differentiate too much on what location is which. And so I'm thinking the whole time it's in this little circle going on here. Like the beach that, Ariel takes Prince Eric to when she saves him, I'm thinking, is that the beach that's just connected to his castle? Wait, how far away were they? No, it's not really connected, but they found him really fast. How would they have known where he'd gone? That would have had to been like pretty close. So I don't think like it does well at like expanding how far away everything is and how distant everything is, because everything feels almost like right there, right in the same maybe complex or something you could say, same apartment area. Everything seems in this one little area.
I think the main thing that makes that is because Ariel just goes up to the surface and sees where the boat is having this party, and then they wash up at the castle. So, like, how far out to sea could he have been?
Like, I don't know. It just, to me, doesn't give me a good grasp of my head on it being that far away. Therefore, I'm thinking it's pretty close. And then therefore I'm thinking, while it's bad, it's not as bad because you're not that far away.
Right. I was going to give this a 10, but then I remembered in the live action version, I think they do a better job at building the world. Because in this movie, when they go out into the village, they barely spend any time there. In the live action, they spend more time there. So if they would have spent just a little bit more time in the village, it would have been a 10. But I'm giving it an 8.
I was going to give it an 8, but Mike convinced me to give it a 7.
Perfect.
So the question is, does Kevin pull ahead? Does he stay tied with me? Or does he fall behind?
So
He's struggling.
I don't even remember what you scored it right now, and I'm not gonna look. For world building, I'm gonna give it an 8.
That's what I said.
Okay.
It's awesome. So Mike, what do you want, a 2?
2? No, I wouldn't say it's that bad. I think I'm gonna give it. Actually, it's pretty close now I'm thinking about it.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking like a 3. No, because the set pieces are cool. I can't give it that low. I'd say maybe a 6. I think it's 6. I hate how it doesn't give me the idea of everything being far away and everything being in this condensed little circle. But the set pieces themselves, like, basically, I think it's supposed to be Atlantis.
Right.
And the castle. They look great. The sets look great. The boat look great. Like, everything looks great. I just hate how condensed it feels. So I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. Emotional impact. Triton didn't want Ariel going to the surface because he says the humans are dangerous. It's a real tough because obviously he is being really hard on her and not letting her live her life. But at the same time, he's right. The humans are not kind to the ocean. No matter what you say, Mike, that is what all of literature has always assumed.
That's perfectly fine. We never see that in this movie. You can go off every other type of literature. Those other literatures are not this movie. It is never explained. It is never shown. And in fact, the ending completely contradicts it by having them basically be like, yep, we're cool with each other. There's never a single ounce of, can we trust this other,
Yeah, it's
or
because
why
he
do we
was
dislike
judging
them?
them. And then he realized he was wrong.
And see, that's not like just because it's like, well, that's just my opinion. That's just my thought. I just think that.
Doesn't
with
she
no
say
reasoning.
that to him at one point? Doesn't
that's
she
the
say you don't know
problem.
him?
Well, yeah, she says you don't know him, but not them. And again, that doesn't make it right. That's not countering it. That's just her pointing it out. You don't know him. Well, then
That's pointing
why
out
does he hate him?
That's pointing out his character flaw, which is part of his character arc.
And that's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it. It's dumb. It's stupid. Because I have no care to his side. I have no understanding of his side. I'm just like, yo, bump your side because it makes no. You have no reasoning. You just are. No, get out of here.
And then we
The
obviously
real reason is because he knew he was going to eat Sebastian.
And then we obviously talked about him destroying her cave, so don't need to bring that back up again. But then at the end, Triton. Well, we already also talked about him sacrificing himself for Ariel. Very emotional. Obviously, you have to take your own life instead of your child's life. And then at the end, Triton realizing that she is truly in love with Eric and she isn't going to be happy if he forces her to go back. So he allows her to be human. Let's see. What did I give this? Emotion. While I do think those are very powerful emotions to showcase, I don't think there's enough emotion in this movie to give it a very high score. So I am going to give it a 6. And that is my lowest score so far.
So I'll go. I was waiting for Dequan to speak up, but I think he's eaten. Emotion, it's difficult because at the same time I'm looking at it, I think, through a father's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, man, you don't even know this guy. How can you love him?
Well, and it is different to you because you are a girl dad. I don't have that dynamic yet.
Yeah. So that aspect makes it a little difficult to. I think I'm blinded by that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, going back to what we were saying earlier, Ursula, it's a great villain. You know, she instills a lot of fear. The giant Ursula at the end.
Mm-hmm.
King Triton's rage in the grotto.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of emotion right there. Both for Ariel and King Triton himself. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.
Is Dequan back?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What are we rating?
Emotion.
Emotion. I'm gonna give that a 3. Did my mic not pick me up?
No, it sure did.
Oh, you were just quiet. Usually you have like an audible gasp or something.
I have my mouth open.
I was waiting for one of them to say something because I'm like, I know one of them wants to say something. So I'm gonna wait till I say that.
No, I'm just sitting here going through in my head and wondering if I should have given it a 6.
I'm sitting here thinking if I should have gave it a 7.
So Dequan's 3 didn't even phase us.
What, dude?
We're just tuning you out at this point.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Mike,
Dequan didn't feel anything with this movie?
No, I know.
Okay.
I
Can't argue
would
that.
say I'm somewhere between a 5 and a 6. But which one would I say? I'd say maybe a 6. I'd give it a 6. I'd give it a 6 for the moment where they made me cringe as well. 5 for a good middle ground, and then as soon as guy was like, "You want the pipe?" and I'm like, "Oh no, oh no, here it goes."
So the reason why I'm thinking about giving it a 7 now is because Kevin brought up the point of Ursula, and I wasn't even thinking about the emotion of the scenes with Ursula. And like the I don't know what you would call it, but knowing that she's making a bad decision and she's being manipulated, like she's signing her life away and she doesn't realize it.
And Flounder and Sebastian tried to stop her,
Yeah.
and she heard them. She heard them before Flotsam and Jetsam tied them up and silenced them.
Mm-hmm.
Me thinking about it, right? I validate my 7 because going back to the conversation we had earlier about the parenting and the struggles and the here and there, the tug and pull, the difficulty that is parenthood. I stick by my 7.
I think I'm giving it a 7 now because of the Ursula dynamic.
Yeah.
Message and theme is up next. So, obviously, ChatGTP had to give me this. It gave me 6 messages.
Oh my gosh! Look,
It said following your. I'm not going to read out the descriptions unless you guys want to hear its description. But it said following your dreams, love and sacrifice, acceptance and individuality, consequences of choices, good versus evil, parental guidance and authority.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, they
all
kinda
good
nailed it.
points.
Yeah,
I have a simple version. Little Mermaid emphasized is about love and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
I
love and
think-
sacrifice I give for like Triton sacrificing himself for his daughter.
But you also got to take into account of what Ariel was willing to sacrifice for Eric.
Mhm.
That's
She
what I was thinking
sacrificed
too. But I
her
just have a
voice.
hard time calling it love. Just you know.
Most certainly not love, bro.
No, it is. It's definitely love at first sight.
But see, it's blind love, and it's still. I took that into account for emotion as well. It's blind love. Like,
listen, when you're Chad Thatterson, like Prince Eric is,
Oh my
it just
god.
happens. It just comes your way.
Um,
Just the lady, like, think about it. There was all those people on the boat, all the people she was seeing dance, but then she saw that man's jawline. She saw that man was ripped. She saw that man heard that man had a good heart because he was just kind and caring to people. Like he wasn't like, pompous or anything. He wasn't even a big fan of the giant statue made of him. He was just like trying to be humble about it because he's not really for that. Right there. He
well, I mean, the
chatted
statue
her
was
up.
way more ripped than he was.
Well,
think
okay,
that
it was
was the
also
big-
wearing armor. It was also
I mean,
wearing
okay, the armor's
because
not
of his
as much of a
t-shirt.
stretch as much as like it was just.
It was also
ripped.
twice the size.
Hear me out, Mike. She really fell for him because he had a dog.
No,
Not
because
only
it
does he
wasn't
have
the
a
hairy
dog,
one.
he's very
No.
good with his dog.
Wait, Dino, were you here when I talked about how? No,
he
you
was
weren't
not.
because I was in the comedy.
he abandoned
so, Dino,
us.
there's a funny. No, he did. He needed Borger. Let him have Borger. There was something I pointed out with
He's
the
solid.
joke there.
You left us for a salad?
Bro, salads are delicious, okay?
Wow.
Okay.
Minus 2
Um,
points in respect, Dequan.
Jeez, for being healthy
Wow.
or for leaving us. Hold on, wait a minute.
Leaving us for
I
a
only
salad.
say I wish it was a little bit more filling. Salads to me aren't as filling, but I guess it also depends on what you get in it.
Went from a perfect 100 to a 98. You got to work to get those 2 points back, bud.
My stomach is the size of a quarter, man. Come on.
That's why you just got to do like a meat salad. There you go. That sounds great.
Technically, I like salad if you consider that the base instead of lettuce is ice cream and croutons are chocolate chips.
Mm.
You
You're
know,
American showing Joey.
that just sounds like the argument I've made to people where I said, technically, if you put a hot dog bun in yogurt, that's technically a cereal because it's a grain and dairy.
Wow.
Okay, we're tangenting.
That one always makes people be like, "All right, let's stop here.
This is already this is the long pod. All right, let's.
This is definitely being a two-parter.
Either way, I was pointing out the fact that Ariel doesn't know what a dog is because when she goes up to the boat. No, but here's the thing: she goes up to the boat, right? And she talks to the bird, whose name I can't remember. Scuttle, okay, bird Scuttle, about how she really likes that human because he's handsome. And he goes, I don't know, he's a little bit hairier than, he's a little too hairy. And then she doesn't say like, no, that's a dog or something. She doesn't clarify that. She goes, no, not that one, the other one. And like putting out there that she thinks the dog is a human because she doesn't know. She doesn't know the difference. So
that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the dog because she was all over Prince Chad, Giga Chad Eric.
But for message following your dreams, they show that love and sacrifice, they show that acceptance and individuality, they show that consequences of choices, they show that good versus evil, they show that parental guidance and authority, they show that. This is getting a perfect 10 for me again.
I begrudgingly have to give it a 9.
There you go.
I think they're just happy you gave it a higher score. They don't even care what the reason is it didn't get a 10. They just feel like, they're just happy to hear a high number. Because I heard Joey go, all right.
You heard me that time.
So, I think because the theme isn't obvious, it's not projected, the theme in general, themes, I think that point knocks it back ever so slightly for me. I'm going with a 9.
All right. Mikey.
I don't fully trust ChatGPT as it has thrown out some very wild messages and themes for a couple of these movies.
Well, let's Google it.
But it made some good points for this one. I think I would give it a 9.
A 9, huh?
It's funny. I gave it a 9, like, for a different reason. My reason for giving it a 9 is, like, I would have given it a 10 if it displayed those things better without having to be bullet points. Like, if it was, like, a more sentence structured, like, meaning behind the movie or whatever, I would have given it, like, a 10. But the fact that it was, like, several bullet points, I'm like, that's an easy cop-out, but those are accurate of what was displayed.
It's more or less like it just decided, like it went through, instead of saying what the meaning of the movie is, it said, what's the meaning of this point? This point that happens, it has this meaning. Then you have this point, that means it has this meaning. It's going through it like that rather than just what is the message and theme of the movie. Which if I go off just what I looked up on Google here, which was just that it's about love and sacrifice, I think I'd still give it a 9.
Yeah.
It hits those themes, but I don't think they hit them perfectly.
I looked up what's the message of The Little Mermaid. It said pursuing dreams and individuality. I don't know why I struggle with that word.
So this is my first and immediate overbearing thought when it comes to theme, and to circle back to my reasoning. Look at Lilo and Stitch. What's the theme of Lilo and Stitch?
Ohana means family.
Ohana.
There you go. Ohana. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. There you go. That's it. The whole movie, in one way or another, centers around family. That's obvious, blatant, straight up. There it is. If you don't give that a 10, there's something wrong. This, yes, it does deliver on several different messages and themes. They're just not completely obvious.
So I understand what you guys are saying there, but to me, is I'm never, unless it's blatantly obvious, like they say it 9,000 times in the movie, like Ohana means family, I'm not going to pick up on it. So I have to look it up every single time.
Someone tells Joey, this movie is about, being a family, no one gets left behind. They never once say that they're a family. Joey's like, I didn't get that at all. What? Where was it? Like,
these people were these people were related? Are you kidding me?
They're not family. They help each other and live together. They're like a family. They never say they're family. No, they're not.
What was Tarzan about?
This movie's a 1.
Yeah, I'm not that deep of a critical thinker or a spiritual, deeper meaning person like that, so I'm not going to pick up on that stuff. So just because I have to look it up, I'm not going to knock it for that. But I understand why you guys would. You guys are able to pick up on meanings and themes better than I am.
Well, for me, I had to look up what the meaning is. I typed in, theme message of Disney's The Little Mermaid. I see what it is, and then if it can relate to what I'd seen or heard or witnessed or anything, then I can give it. But if it doesn't, then I don't agree with it.
Right.
And like with this one, it says it's about love and sacrifice. I'm like, there are themes of love, like clear love and sacrifice. Trident's love for his daughter. He's not willing to sacrifice, but then learns that he might need to give up a sacrifice and let her be her own person. It's like, okay, there is themes of that, but I don't think there is. It's not like it's not hitting the home run. It's hitting the ball across the field, and it's able to hit the bases, but it's not hitting the home run to get the free run.
I
if
get
that
it.
makes sense.
I get it. Moving on to Legacy. Was this the first movie that was retroactively given the new intro? Well, I guess it's not the new intro anymore, but it was the new intro.
No, because we talked about that before.
Okay.
I think it was either Great Mouse Detective or Oliver and Company, or maybe it was even before that.
Okay.
One of the last ones had the first time with like the Disney castle and the thing over, because I remember I brought it up or said something about it, and then you or Kevin said, "Yep, this is actually the first time that was ever put in there."
Okay. The next thing, when Ariel finds out that she missed or forgot about the performance at the beginning, and she like scrunches her face. That's a very popular meme. It's called Hipster Ariel. They throw glasses on her. It's a very popular meme.
I think you just dated yourself.
The priest of the wedding used to have a little indicator that he was getting a little too excited, but I'm pretty sure they edited that out. The cover of the VHS had a piece of the male autonomy in one of the palace towers, and they changed that as well. Like I said, Ariel has one of the most iconic designs of any Disney character. She is so prominent in the Disney parks. She has her own ride. She has 2 meet and greet locations at Disney World. She's in the parades. She's in the shows. She's everywhere in the parks.
Rightfully so.
The music of this movie, like we talked about, is recognized by everyone. This is a movie that I don't think you can give it. Maybe you can. You guys will obviously prove me wrong, but a 10 is the only thing that I think this can get.
I'm right there with you. 10 it is.
Can I bring up about the original story?
Oh yeah, go for that. I forgot.
Sure.
So, yeah, sure. So the thing I was gonna mention before was the original ending is like it hits the same type of thing, but it does it a lot differently and a lot darker.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, the main, yeah.
originally, what happens in the story is when Ariel gets her legs, it's painful, like excruciatingly painful. It is like burning cuts repeatedly. And she actually goes back to beg Ursula, or I don't remember if she was exactly called Ursula in the original story, but the person who made the deal with her begs them to take away her legs, take away the pain in it, because she can't take it. So Ursula, I'm going to keep calling her Ursula for now because I don't know the original name, lets her know, okay, you can do it. You can break it and get your, sea legs back, but you have to kill Prince Eric. So, I don't know the whole detail of how it gets to this point, but she does get an opportunity. She has the dagger. She's ready to kill him, but she loves him too much to do it. So, she doesn't go through with it. But because she didn't go through with it, or whatever the full reason was, she actually dies.
Yeah.
She goes back into the water, and she turns into, as she's just falling down to the bottom of the ocean, she transforms into moss. Like sea moss, basically.
Yeah, sea foam.
And just fades away. Oh, sea foam, thank you. Yeah.
For
and
some
just basically
reason,
fades away.
I took a mythology class in college, and for some reason we talked about this story. So she got her tongue cut out, if I remember correctly. She didn't lose her voice. She got her tongue cut out.
Yeah.
And then stepping was like stepping on glass, like you said, is super painful. Eric, because she couldn't talk, Eric like kept her around as like a pet. She slept at the foot of the bed when Eric was falling in love with someone else.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
And then, like you said, she has to kill Eric, but can't bring herself to do it, so she throws herself off the ship and turns into sea foam. It's brutal.
So yeah, big 180. She actually, original, jumps off the boat, turns into sea foam, and then Disney, she stays on the boat and gets married.
Right. Is this the first movie that gets a directed DVD sequel?
No, I thought.
What did
Mouse
Rescuers?
Detective.
Well, Great Mouse Detective Rescuers gets an actual sequel. Fox and the Hound gets the direct-to-video sequel. Winnie the Pooh obviously has a bajillion. Jungle Book gets a sequel. 101 Dalmatians. No, I don't think they do. Lady and the Tramp gets a sequel. Okay, I was way wrong. Don't listen to me. Peter Pan gets a sequel. Cinderella gets a sequel. Yeah, don't listen to me. Bambi gets a sequel. Yep.
Just
Any
stop
more
now.
you want to say, and then just be like, "Don't listen to me."
Every movie before this one.
So Dequan and Mike, what are you guys giving it?
I have to begrudgingly give it a 10 because it is true. Everybody and their mom loves Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the begrudgingly. He's like, oh, like I just imagine like the shaking fist. Oh, I have to give it a 10 because it's true.
Not shaking.
Like the shaking, like what is it? The Arthur fist meme. Like, oh, I have to give it a 10.
Yeah.
I want to give it a 9. It's something's telling me I should give it a 10, but I'm more inclined to say a 9.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say a 9.
So in last place we have Dequan with a 67. And then in second place we have Mike with a 70. And then Dequan held the highest rated movie for the longest time with Pinocchio at an 85, and then I dethroned it with an 88, and then Kevin and I both beat that. Kevin gave The Little Mermaid a 90, and I gave it a 91. We were so close to a 10. Or a 100. So close.
I have to keep. Why is this not keeping up to date?
Close, but not quite. And you ended up rating it higher overall than I.
Mm-hmm.
which is very, very surprising.
It is extremely surprising with how much I did not like this movie a year ago today.
I'm trying to see where does it. Oh, in the message. The message is where because you guys were basically the same.
Yep,
Your story and enjoyment were the only ones that were like the opposite.
Mhm.
One was a 9, the other's a 10, and then I'm seeing right there that message of what gave Joey the 1-up. Literally.
Yep.
Literally in more ways than 1 point more, and it hit the 91.
I did have my emotion as a 6 before, but I changed it to a 7, so we would have been tied.
Ooh, that's true. That's true.
But the more I look at the list, I don't know if I'm going to give anything a 100. Because I thought Beauty and the Beast was going to be the first thing that I gave 100, but I don't know if I can give Beauty and the Beast a 10 for humor. Maybe I can. I'll have to rewatch it, obviously, to figure it out. But
Well, you can do whatever you want.
well, obviously, but I'm not going to give it a false score.
Why not?
That's why our scale isn't foolproof.
Yeah.
It's not end all be all. It's not the best. It's what we got. If anybody has any recommendations.
Well, that's why at the end of every era we talk about our favorite movie, and it rarely reflects the list.
But does it reflect the enjoyment? That's what I'm curious
Yeah,
about.
it usually does. It usually does. So for Bell's fan fiction section, there's a few theories that I saw, so I'm just going to run through them really quick because we're running real long. Triton and Ursula, which Kevin brought up that this was the original plan, but it is a very popular fan theory that Triton and Ursula were siblings, and that Vanessa was her original form before Triton banished her and cursed her for trying to take the throne. And then another one was Captain Hook was the one who killed Ariel's mother, and her likeness is the mermaid on front of his ship.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which will explain the thing that Mike's been asking.
Yes.
I like that theory.
And then
I don't like it because there's no solid proof to it.
one of my absolute favorite fan theories that
Yeah.
was out there before Frozen 2 ruined it, that connected all of these movies, but a very popular one was that the ship that Ariel explores is the ship that Elsa and Anna's parents went down in. But then Frozen 2 had to destroy the hopes and dreams.
Yep. Just like Tarzan being their brother.
Yep. Man, that theory was so good.
I know.
They blew it.
Disney's like, I can't let you have that. Just wait a minute.
It's too good. It's too good.
So for Riley's emotion, what was everyone's favorite and least favorite moment of the movie?
I don't necessarily have a favorite moment, but I will say this. I know this isn't his name, but I'm going to call him it anyways. And just to clarify, I do know bro's name. Like, his name is Scuttle, but I'm going to call him Gulliver. Anytime Gulliver was on the screen, I enjoyed it.
That was extremely strange. Why do you call him Gulliver?
Because if you ever played the game Animal Crossing, there's a bird named Gulliver that gets stranded on an island.
Okay. What about your least favorite moment?
My least favorite moment. I have to actually go with, what's his name? It's crazy. I can't remember his name. Give me a second. I'm gonna figure his name out. What? I'm mad because I kept thinking Poseidon, but my mind was like, no, it's Triton. I'm like, no, Triton doesn't make sense. It's a weapon he's wielding. No, he just named himself after a weapon. But yeah,
I don't
when he
think he
destroyed her
named
stuff.
himself.
Like,
Well, he's Triton. What he's carrying is a trident.
Yeah.
close enough. Close enough. Bro had no originality with the name. But I digress. My least
He
favorite
named himself.
moment- He really thought that he was gonna fly. Nah, bro, I caught on to you. But my least favorite moment was him destroying her stuff. Like, although I get where he's coming from and I get the steps to immediately taken, I still wasn't fond of seeing someone's things get destroyed. It was not a good look.
Yeah. Kevin?
So, Man, I put so much time into thinking about my least favorite.
Hmm.
I didn't even think about my favorite.
Mhm.
Okay. Least favorite is when Ariel gets her legs and Eric finds her on the beach. I don't know why. That was my least favorite scene in the movie. Like his reaction to her, and then the fact like she didn't have a voice. He was instantly like, "Oh, no, it's not you." Like whatever. I don't know. Favorite part. Man, I think you know what this is gonna be a little out there, but I'm gonna go. Favorite scene is the kitchen scene
Okay.
with Le Poisson. Just all of it. It had great music and it had a good comedy and Sebastian just fighting for his life. And yeah, it actually it made me think of Under the Sea when he's saying that fish up there have it rough because they're about to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
And then there he is in that situation.
Yeah. Mike.
Least favorite, probably obvious. I hate the scene of Trident destroying all her stuff. It really irritated me. So I really don't like that. But my favorite scene is in the ending when what is it? Ariel and Prince Eric get married, but it's not because they get married and they're together. I like the fact that the mer people are interacting with the humans and they're celebrating along with them. Seeing that conjoinedness between the two when the whole movie was basically like, no, can't trust them, and then right there you get it. I'm like, that's cool. I like the camaraderie. They're coming together. Two worlds connected now, which were split up for whatever reason.
For me, mine are, like Kevin said, it was difficult to come up with something, but mine are back to back, happen at the same time. My favorite moment is the dingle hopper at the dinner table. It's the best part of the movie. But my least favorite, I couldn't come up with one. It was really difficult to come up with one. But if I had to take a scene out of the movie and it not be noticed that it's gone, it's the chef Louis chasing Sebastian through the kitchen.
The song or the scene?
The scene. I don't think that scene. I think that out of everything in the movie, that scene is the easiest scene to take out without hurting the movie.
Do you really lose anything when you take that scene out of the movie?
I don't think so.
So that's fair.
What was everyone's favorite and least favorite song? This one should be interesting because there's so many good ones. Unless you ask Dequan, they're all his least favorite.
I actually have only one favorite song. Actually, I have two favorite songs. Dang! Wow, look at that! Look at me go. You know, I was debating between Ursula and then like Sebastian's Under the Sea. So I'm gonna go with Sebastian Under the Sea. That's favorites.
Right.
Least favorite. You know, I don't know actually. Because I only really like two songs, so it could be any of the other ones be my least favorite.
What's your least favorite of the least favorite?
I genuinely don't know. Like, I didn't really care for the rest of them.
You're leaving out Part of Your World or Kiss the Girl from your favorites. Which one doesn't make that list?
Absolutely. They both don't make that list.
So what's the other one that you like?
I just told you.
You said you
Ursula's
like 2. Oh, Ursula's. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, you can either one of those. I don't. You know, there you go. There you go. Hold on to the next person. I don't really have a definitive one.
That's crazy. Kevin?
So I'll do the easy one first. I think I'd be saying there's not really a bad song, but there is a short song. It's the one that's sung by all the rest of King Triton's daughters as they're trying to
Oh,
lead
that's a
up
fair
to
point.
and present. Yeah, see? Uh-huh. So that's gonna be my least favorite.
Yeah.
And this one is very difficult because there's so many good songs. But I think Under the Sea is gonna have to take it.
Yeah. Mike?
I know my least favorite because it's the same one as Kevin's. I was only going to call it as the song in the beginning. That was how I was going to... I forgot that King Triton's other daughters were singing that song.
Song in the beginning. You don't like Fathoms Below?
What the heck is that one?
That's the song in the beginning.
What song is that?
Fathoms Below. That's the one that they're singing on the ship.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Before we go in the ocean. Because you see the ship first.
Oh. I'm be real. I forgot. I forgot about that one. That's not bad. That's not good. My brain just don't even remember that one. I just know I did not like the one that King Triton's other daughters were singing. But I'm a little stuck on my favorite, and they're for different reasons. And that is the first one is, what is it? Under the Sea, and it's just because it's a good jingle. It's good. You know, it's an enjoyable song to listen to. I'm not listening to it on my own free time, but it's good to listen to in the movie. But I kind of like Kiss the Girl only because I don't know. I find it kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sweet, cute thing, and it makes me want to be like, I like it. So
You're not wrong.
my cheesy self is gonna go with that one.
Yeah, so for me, I am stuck between 2 for both. So for least favorite, I was going to pick the song that plays during Sebastian's chase scene, but then Kevin brought up that other song. So I think I'm going to give it to...
You were going to put Le Poisson at your worst song?
Uh-huh. Oh, sure was.
Oh, my
You know what you gotta do, Kev? You gotta punch him in the face.
Whoa! I mean, I'm not saying I'm against that, really. You know,
I got your back, Kevin.
Entertainment.
I'll hold him back.
Dang, that
I
jump.
don't know how long I can do it.
But I am going to give it to Triton's daughters. But then my favorite song is between Kiss the Girl and Under the Sea. But just, man, they're both so good. But I'm giving it to Kiss the Girl. So everyone's favorite and least favorite character, Dequan. Let's see who you want to trash on as your least favorite character.
About to be mad crazy, right? So my favorite character, right? This is hilarious.
You
My
say
favorite
Scuttle.
character.
You're about to say Scuttle.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scuttle. I was gonna say one of her sisters because all of her sisters but one is voiced by the same person, which is hilarious. But
Wait, is this your least favorite or your favorite?
my favorite. I was gonna name the voice actress just because she plays 4 of the sisters, something like that, which is hilarious. But no, Scuttle's definitely my favorite character. Actually, no, I take that back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say my favorite character is Ursula, actually.
Ooh, okay.
I gotta take that back. I thought about it. I was like, nah, Ursula kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. And my least favorite should be obvious to everybody.
Ariel?
It is Ariel.
Your least favorite is Ariel?
Absolutely, positively.
Wow.
Okay, that leads to me then.
If you think about it, he went for the villain with this one.
Bro, she was just peak. You know why?
Peak trash.
So, I guess I'll start with my favorite. Best character is Sebastian.
I was not expecting.
What?
Sebastian's
Really?
a great character.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be I thought it was gonna be a double Pete of Ariel.
No.
No, for Kevin, I was thinking Sebastian or Flounder.
Mike, you're about to be surprised. So Sebastian,
Oh
he
boy.
had great character building. He had great character building. He had great songs. He just played a great role. Good comic relief,
Okay.
everything.
Balance.
So least favorite character. Least favorite character is going to be Flounder. Not because he was a horrible character per se, but
He's just not in it very long.
he's not in it very long, and the time that he is in it, he's not very impactful.
Right.
And yeah, that's about it. Kind of like Pua in Moana.
Man, they did Pua so dirty in that movie.
Exactly. Exactly.
I hope they fix their mistakes for the second one.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. Mike.
My favorite character. The Giga Chad himself.
Ooh.
Prince Eric. He is a great character throughout this whole movie, and I generally like him. He's my favorite character.
The daddy of princes.
Don't put it like that.
Listen.
Don't put it like
Listen.
that.
I
Oh
was
my-
arguing that he was the best Disney prince, and you guys were all talking crap about my choice
Hold
there.
on,
And now
I
you guys are
wasn't.
calling him. What do you call
Those
it?
guys.
Giga-
Daddy of
I'm
princess.
saying don't
Daddy
call
of
him
the
that.
princesses.
Listen, I wasn't saying you were right or wrong, right?
I was definitely
But
saying you were wrong.
I've had time to think about it, okay? And I still can't say that he is the best of the best, but he's definitely up there.
To me, it's going to depend on who we see more of if it gets overtaken. Because right now, my man Prince Eric is up there.
Well, I mean,
Giga
you gotta
Chad,
think-
overall good guy.
You
The
telling me
daddy
that he's
princes.
better than Prince Philly?
The
Yeah.
Slick Philly is pretty fantastic, but I'm taking Eric over him.
Yeah,
Slick
definitely.
Philly is cool, but like, he's not, he's not as relatable as Prince Eric. Prince Eric is
young
like
got a
a
dog.
humble prince.
When it comes to princes,
He's got a horse.
there's not really. They don't really play big roles.
Nope.
Disney
and this man,
princesses, not Disney princes.
Slick
and this
Philly
man
did.
played the biggest role. Slick Philly did too.
Yeah, but he didn't do
Look
it
at
that
that.
great.
The two of the
Slick
best
Philly's my
princes
goat.
did something. So yeah, that's my favorite character.
You know,
At least-
the daddy of princes ended the movie. He saved everybody.
Brother. Somebody get this man.
Hey, he's not speaking lies.
Pain.
I'm just helping you out, Mike. Okay,
That's hurting me.
he's your favorite character, Mike.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to think of Giga Chad Prince Philly as that. I'm not even going to say it. No. Least favorite. I'm actually struggling with least favorite. That's why, I can't. There's the part of me that wants to be like, yeah, Flounder, because he really doesn't play that much of a role. Then my other part of my brain, Flotsam and Jetsam. I mean, what? Like they're important, but like,
But what
Personal,
they played
like-
was impactful.
That's the issue. Then my other thing, Ariel. I understand what she was feeling. I understand what she wanted. I completely get it, and I even can understand it up to a degree of like, not that bad. At the same time, I still can't get over the fact that I still see her and think of her as a selfish, selfish child. Maybe spoiled. Yes, maybe spoiled. I think spoiled can fit in there too. So that's where I struggle with Ariel. She's not my favorite at all. Not even close. She's very much near the bottom. But do I like her the least? I know I'm going to solve this issue. Okay, it's going to be Flounder. Flounder's my least favorite. I rolled a dice for it. And I said if it was a high number, it would be Ariel. If it was a low number, it'd be Flounder.
Nice. So for me, my least favorite is gonna make Kevin upset again, but it's Chef Louis because I think he's the character that serves the least amount of purpose to.
Oh my god!
What?
I completely forgot about him as a character. Can I switch it to him?
Sure.
Y'all need to go watch that scene again.
That scene could be as fine as you want. That man had vengeance and murder on his brain for that crab. I'm good. He can be my least favorite. Flounder, you're good. Come back. Come here, buddy. You're good. Put the chef there.
You know, it's a fun fact about Chef Louis is that when they did a live like Broadway show on ABC, John Stamos played him.
Yeah.
That's cool. But my favorite character, I have a three-way tie going between Ursula, Ariel, and Prince Eric, but I'm going to have to give it to the daddy of the princes.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh my gosh, no!
It's like the plague.
Welcome to the Giga Chad squad, Joey.
It's so good.
Wait, wasn't Prince Philly your favorite as well?
Oh, Slick Philly's great.
Yes!
I gave him the nickname Slick Philly.
Yeah, I remember you did that.
But that's it for Riley's emotions and for Jeannie's inbox extravaganza. No one cares about sending us anything, so still don't have anything for that. You can find us anywhere on social medias pretty much at TMOA_pod. You know, what?
I just saw in the group thing Kevin posted the scene. He's like, guys, you're gonna like this scene. You're gonna like it.
It's okay, let's end pod and we're all gonna sit and watch together.
He's gonna break it down. He's gonna
We're gonna discuss it. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be fine.
He's gonna run us through like a teacher pointing at the chalkboard. So this is why this scene is great. It plays like this, dude. Like they've seen Ed and Eddie where they're like the acorn becomes tree. It's gonna be like Kevin's like tone there.
Yeah. So just go ahead and follow us everywhere.
TMOA Pod.
TMOA Pod.
Yeah, they all lived happily ever animated. You know, they did.
Especially after watching this scene again.
Yeah.
You know who didn't really live happily ever after? The chef.
The rest of the crabs that were served, that were supposed to be served for lunch that day.
Oh no, they didn't even get to get close to that. They were so far away from it. They don't even count. I was gonna say the chef, because even at the end, he got punked into getting hit with like one of the whatever the things are on the ship in the face and lost all his teeth.
Oh yeah.
How's he gonna be a chef with no teeth now?
Bummer. Sucks for him.
There could be teethless chefs.
How's he gonna know how to bite into the food, make sure it's good?
I know one. Yummy. I know a toothless chef. Kevin knows one too.
Exactly. Yes.
You guys all know. You guys know him too.
Everybody does know him. We're not going to say who. We'll shout him out.
I'm not going to say new.